What's up, everybody? It's your girl Indescribable, aka Jerrilyn Lake. Of course, I'm here with my bestie for the restie,
Monae, and you are listening to the She Said It First podcast, an Urban One podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network.
Now, make sure y'all are checking in with us on speakpipe.com/She Said It First. That's where you can leave us a voicemail. Ask us for all the advice, business, friendships, relationships. We are licensed professionals, honey, and we are here to help you.
Yup.
But before we get into helping people,
Lord.
friend, I have to know, what irritated you this week?
Girl, and I don't know if it's just me. I'm sure this is a normal thing. I do not like losing stuff. I genuinely hate, you know what I'm about to say. I had to stop it. Okay, I'm an organized individual. I know where I put things. Right. But with this move, girl, I went on a hunt looking for my passport for like 4 days. 4 days, right? Found the passport, right? Realized we had the podcast. I couldn't find my earpods. Not only could I not find my earpods, and when I did find them, girl, they was dead. So I had to find a charger. And just when I thought I could let go, I said, all right, everything's good. I got in the bed, Jerrilyn. I couldn't find the remote. I was stressed.
You know,
I was stressed. For real. It had me questioning, now who that came up in this house and stole my remote? Because it had me second guessing people that I had up in my personal space. Because why I'm missing and losing everything?
Just live, and friend, I just want to be, because they wouldn't let me make it if I didn't hold you accountable. Friend, you're the problem.
No, I'm not. It's not me. People coming in here stealing from me, friend. They stealing.
They would not let me live if I didn't say, now, you know Lynee the problem, right?
I'm telling you, it's little people around here stealing, hiding your stuff.
You know what? I can agree. Sometimes the little minions and the trolls or whatever, they come out from under the couch behind the bed and all this stuff. And they
where your socks at? Where your socks at? You got all your socks, all of them matching?
No. Well, it's always at least one missing because it's okay. So the dryer. They be good when they go in the washing machine, but for whatever reason, the dryer.
Yes.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if somebody in the back is overtime or what. I don't know. If it's
telling you,
Halloween season, so it's pranks and stuff. Boo, you know. Like I don't know.
But and how many times you had to buy a head tie? Where they at, Jerrilyn? Where the head ties at?
Now see,
somebody's stealing, and that's what I'm saying, friend. That's where I'm getting at.
Now you're triggering me because I got about 12 of them. Not in my possession, but I know for a fact I have purchased at least 12.
Thank you.
So, that's how that go. I'm used to it. I try my best to be an organized person, but child, the way some days I wake up and I be like, now I know damn well.
Girl. No.
But it'd be like that. So shout out to everybody who also in their mid-30s and done walked in the room and forgot what they came in here for. Because now I'm forgetful, don't know where I place certain things. But girl.
What irritated you, friend? What happened?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This damn dog. See, so Toto, I love him so dearly. Toto is my baby, okay? That's my baby. I love him, but I've been taking him to these training classes. And he'd be cool until he goes to the training classes. And for whatever reason, he want to go in there. He want to show his natural black behind. And so we go in there, girl. Everybody else dog doing fine, sitting down, minding their business. And Toto just barking the whole time. Just barking. And the instructor gonna say, well, the most basic thing we can do is meet the dog's need. I said, lady, this dog wants attention. He's not hungry. He doesn't have to go to the bathroom. He want everybody in here to look at him. And she started laughing. And I'm just like, Lord, please.
That's your baby. Toto went to training and was just showing people why he needed training. That's a great idea. That was great. And he's supposed to be there. That's what he was letting them know.
Toto was telling them people, I'm doing the training. He said, y'all the ones that need to be trained. Baby, he went up in there hollering at them folks. I said, you ain't got the good sense that God gave you. He be cool at the house. But Chad, as soon as I take him outside, he act like he ain't never been nowhere before. So I'm like, well, maybe we'll just take him to I'm going to look into like a boarding facility, maybe give him like a few weeks to stay there.
Not boarding school.
Girl, a crash course. I just need a crash course so he can come back to me with the basics. Because I keep forgetting that he's a stray And he was traumatized. And so I'm like,
that is so true.
I know he got a lot of anxiety. He's very skittish, when he goes to get his like grooming appointments and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, I just got to keep being patient with him. But baby, it's easier.
Enough
like, I can do it. I can do it without the barking. But when he start barking, because he don't bark like, he sound like a rat. Like, it's just a loud.
For real?
Yeah. It's that annoying sound. And baby, when he get into it good.
Girl, working on tap dancing on your last nerves.
I just need to set him on the other side of the door, just close it for 45 minutes.
Neglect. Dog CPS on you. Neglect.
Oh my gosh. So shout out to Toto. He's doing his best. We're gonna get a little more help. But this, you gotta ask me, friend. We got a lot of stuff going on in the news. So,
girl, what happened?
Girl, if you remember Ananda Lewis, she was a MTV host back in the Gap, around the time with Free and AJ and all those good legendary people that hold a near and dear place in our heart. So for those who don't know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So in light of this particular month, we want to talk about it. For some of a certain age, we remember her on MTV. She backed away from the entertainment industry years ago, but she's come out and spoke about her being diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. So Ananda Lewis has received criticism due to her not receiving the treatment that she was recommended by her doctor, which was for her to get a double mastectomy. Lewis said in an interview that I was clear that there is a way I got here. And for me, that says there is a way out as long as I don't damage my body to the point that it can't function like it needs to. And that's why she said no. So this is what she explained. My biggest mistake is one that I've shared from the beginning is not getting my mammograms. She said, however, I'm still on the fence about mammograms. I'm going to rephrase that. My biggest mistake was not staying on top of early detection. Could have used a 3D ultrasound. So this is going to be a touchy subject, I know, for a lot of women, because there are so many things that go on, for anyone who has been diagnosed with any form of cancer, really, or is dealing with family members who have been diagnosed with cancer. That you can't expect anything. You know what I'm saying? So she still has this tumor inside of her. She says she's comfortable with her decision, but people are upset, and I'm a little confused, friend. How do you feel about this?
I think I'm confused too. I think I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent about it because everybody has a right to decide what they want to do. You know what I mean? The treatment that they want to go through and the ones that they don't. But I'll just share something about my own, situation, right? Where my aunt, she was supposed to be on dialysis. And she chose for years not to. She just decided she didn't want to. She didn't want to go through it. She just wanted to go however she went. And a lot of the family was upset. Well, a lot of us was upset. But she was so at peace with her decision that you really just couldn't argue with her. And some people just are at peace with the outcome. It ain't always up to us to tell people what to do. It sucks though, because if I was in that situation, God forbid, but if I was, I would probably go through with it. I would want to remove both. But she has a right to say no. She free will.
Yeah, and it's like no. Being a woman, that's kind of like one of the things, boobs and reproductive organs and things like that. That's kind of one of the things that people hold as a staple of femininity and womanhood. And so when and I've been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy, so I don't know if y'all know this, but I in fact am
Jerrilyn, get out of my face.
I feel like y'all don't believe it. But no, I've been watching a lot of, Grey's Anatomy. And so, I be seeing how the characters on the show, like they get they're just overwhelmed with emotion at the thought of losing something that was once a part of them. And for a lot of women, like men love boobs. Boobs get you out of parking tickets. Boobs get you better, your clothes fit better. Me personally, I ain't had a boob for the whole 35 years I've been on this planet.
Girl, they opened up Hooters around boobs. Like, they opened up a whole restaurant around
That's
boobs.
what I'm saying.
So, yeah.
Twin Peaks. So they have all these, they have all these things that are geared toward telling women that the greatest things that they could ever have. And so who's to say that might not be something that she's struggling with mentally? Because
so true.
And to a lot of people, that's the essence of womanhood. I think that it matters. I feel like I can talk about this because not trying to be funny, but I really have never had to deal with this because I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody was like, "Oh, you got to get a double mastectomy," I would be like, "Oh, okay."
Cool.
I wouldn't think nothing of it because there hasn't been anything there for over 3 decades. Mm-hmm. So, like it might be that these are a part of her, and that's not something that she wants to give up.
I think that we've seen that a lot. You know what I mean? Where women look at boobs and butt. I mean, look at the BBL epidemic, and how they know how dangerous. I mean, literally how dangerous this procedure is, and women still risk it every single day. They don't care. Because why? It matters to them. It matters to them whether or not they got boobs and whether they got butt. They don't care. So, like you said, we don't know how serious something is. Like now me, girl, I'm top heavy. Okay? I'm top heavy. This is me. Okay? I'm top heavy. So, I'm not gonna hold you. Losing the boobs would be happy for me because, girl, I get to wear a halter top. I get to wear 2 tops. It's like I get to really, without having a bra on. So, but I'm not attached to my boobs how somebody else may be or may, like you said, look at themselves as more feminine, or they may not feel like they look as beautiful in clothes and things like that. So I think getting upset with her, I understand. But it's still her choice at the end of the day. We cannot tell her to think like how we think. If she's at peace with her decision, which based on what you said, it sounds like she's very at peace with her decision, then we just got to follow suit. We really did.
Yeah, I mean, this is a whole lady that we don't know for real in real life. So people acting like they have an actual problem with this is kind of strange. None of her procedures are going to affect you directly, and you ain't paying for none of them. So I'm trying to understand.
Why are you so passionate?
I'm glad we're here because that brings me to one of my favorite topics, which is the government trying to control women's bodies. Why are people so obsessed with this? And just the whole conversation surrounding abortion. And now we have somebody who is going through her own journey with cancer. She's making a conscious decision to not make a decision. And people are still mad about that. What is it about women's bodies that people feel like they are entitled to?
I don't know what that is. I have no clue. And let me play devil's advocate right quick. Where maybe just people. Maybe people just like her so much. You know what I mean? That they don't want to see anything bad happen to her. They don't want her to go out like that when she possibly could have had a fighting chance to survive through this. Maybe people are really super fans. I'm sure, girl, that's some. I ain't even about to say that because, Lord, you say something about the beehive, girl, they're gonna go crazy. But let something happen to y'all favorite celebrity, right? Y'all gonna go crazy. Y'all be like, you could have got this procedure, you ain't get this procedure. We love you. We just want to see you around. You have fans that really, 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 really love these people like they know them.
Right, and then suppose too that this particular surgery comes with its own set of complications, and it would be too risky for her to have it, and she's considering not losing her life on this table. We don't know. We don't know.
So true. I think that's what she was saying because she wanted something else. I don't know how to pronounce. It was something else, but it's less invasive. It's you don't remove both of the breast. You go in, you remove the tumor and some of the tissue associated with that, and you still keep the boob intact. So
the lumpectomy?
That's the procedure behind that, is that you get to keep your breast, but they go in and they actually just remove the tumor and tissues. Cancer cells. But
well, I hope that she clearly has already made her decision. Hopefully it's not as challenging and Ananda, we wish you all the best.
Absolutely.
Prayers for you and your family because we know this is going to be a tough time for you. So we're here to tell you that, girl, do whatever you want to do. F these people because girl, them people don't know you for real in real life.
Yep, and it's your choice.
But it's your choice. So speaking of, we got a lot of women to cover this week. Keke Palmer is in the news because she had a lot to say about finances. We love a good Keke. Yeah, always booked Palmer.
Yes.
So because don't forget that part. Go on. So she mentioned that she filed for bankruptcy when she was 18 years old, and now she lives way below her means, so she can keep the money that she has. She says right now she's driving a Toyota and she lives in a nice place, but it is modest. Furthermore, Keke disclosed on her podcast that when she really needed financial help, Tyler Perry was one of the people who helped her. She did a movie with him. She was able to work with him, which get the money on the back end, and he didn't have to do that. She was a young actor without a big name, and it's not common for a lot of new actors. But shout out to Tyler Perry, because that is what they say about him in the industry. That
so true.
We don't care how y'all feel about his wigs or his storylines. He was keeping Black people employed. Okay.
Yeah, he is. He is giving them opportunities. Yeah, he's good. He is giving them opportunities, and so it's important to have Black people empowered to be able to help. The people that are coming behind them. So I wonder, because Keke, she didn't have to tell us none of this, but I can only imagine that there are a lot of celebrities who probably have had the same kind of issues, because when stuff is coming at you fast, like, do you have time to get the attorney? Do you have time to get the financial advisor? Do you have time to make sure all the contracts and stuff? Like, ain't nobody reading all their own contracts unless you wrote it yourself. So I'm wondering, some of these entertainers, do you think that they're afraid to live below their means? Because, they got to keep this perception. And I think it's cute, but honey, girl, yes. Like, watching somebody be, all right, you know how I'm going to use as an example. Mm-hmm. Amanda Bynes, right? Mm. Amanda Bynes, who was this child star, amazing, right? And now you see Amanda Bynes, and I think she's trying to get her nail tech certificate or something like that. And I'm not.
Amanda is a nail tech.
Oh, period.
She is a nail tech.
Okay, period. Oh, period. My bad, man. My bad. So just watching that, it's so drastic. Even with Britney Spears being at the top of her, like, how, like, you know what I mean? And then kind of seeing what Britney is today, it's so scary. Like, watching people kind of take that decline and you can tell it had a lot to do with finances. And it had a lot to do with them being kind of kid stars too. Mm-hmm. We won't tap into that because we know the kid stars is corrupt. We know they did some stuff to them. But overall, just watching them having all this money, being on the top of their game, and then just like life really beating them down and not having the right people in place, not having lawyers, and people talking about them. People gonna go in your comments and say, girl, you a nail tech? Is Britney okay? Somebody go check on Britney. Like, people make you feel so bad for having a reset. Like, that's just what it is. Like, they see you, if you don't drive like a Maybach or something and you driving around in Toyota, people going to clown you. And if you're not the right person or you ain't got your head together, you're going to let it get to you, and you're going to continue to file bankruptcy and continue to live beyond your means because you're worried about society and not the well-being of yourself and your kids and your family. Like, you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, baby. Okay?
The main problem is people fail all the time, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not public. Mm-hmm. So I remember like being in, girl, I wish I could I'm going to do a tell-all book at some point in my life to encourage people. Baby, we fail all the time. I fail often. Yeah. I fail publicly sometimes privately, but most of the time it's an insecurity thing. Like, I've learned that it doesn't matter how many times I fail, I can't quit. So I have had to move back. I remember when I moved to Atlanta, like, it was like 12 years ago, and I ended up having to move back home because I thought I was that girl, getting a little popularity on Instagram, and had no idea how to transition that into an actual career. So I had to go back home for like a year and a half. And then I came back out to Atlanta and did, what I've been doing for the last 10 years. But it wasn't easy. And there are so many challenges that come along with this type of stuff. So for people who it's unfortunate for these kids because you have a bunch of grown people around you making decisions for you, and even they're making the wrong ones. So it's like, I'm concerned at this point, like, who is, who is taking care of us? Because I'm just now getting into the whole, like, we've had conversations, the whole, like, making sure the business is straight.
Adulting.
Like, you need
plays.
Make sure
adulting. Girl, what? Girl. I just still don't understand how I became the adult. I still be looking for my mother to make the decision sometimes because I be like, when did I become the adult? Like, nobody told me nothing. And at this age, I'm not going to, I swear my mother was so much more mature than me. Like, absolutely. I really feel like she was. I just don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm doing something. I don't know if it's the right way, but it's getting done. But like,
how I judge it? Adults. I judge it. If I'm doing okay, I say, have I lost my mind? Am I on drugs? Am I in jail? Am I selling my body for drugs? Or do I have to keep calling my parents for money? And so as long as I can check those 5 boxes,
I'm doing good then.
I remind myself, I be like, God, you know what? It's tight right now, but I believe what you said, and I'm going to keep on moving forward. I can't get caught up in
Now, friend.
I can't get caught up in this.
That number 1, it get tricky. Have I lost my mind? Some days. That number 1. We got to move that to number 5. Because some days, I'm not sure.
You might be a little thrown off, but you still in your right mind.
Okay,
you still in your right mind.
You're right.
Because overthinking and making up scenarios in my head and staying awake till 2 or 3 in the morning, that's not losing your mind. Losing your mind is running out in this parking lot butt naked.
Ooh, child.
Saying that the answer's coming to get you. And so I feel like, people who, and this is not me making fun of people with mental health.
No. We're just trying to gauge it. We're just trying to gauge it. We're just trying to see. I'm trying to see at what point should I be committed? Because right now I feel like I'm doing okay. So and my parents, I feel like I do a really good job of just calling them and telling them thank you, because them folks could have left me and could have been on drugs and doing whatever they wanted to do instead of raising me. But I always think about that, and I'm like, they really did try, to do their best, and they didn't always get it right. But girl, just remember, we're not on drugs. We ain't out here selling our body for drugs, and we are in our right mind. And at the end of the day, that's all right with me. I like how you think, Frank. I like how you think.
Right,
I like that.
You just got to shift your perspective, because one thing about especially being out here in Atlanta, baby, everybody's a celebrity. And so I remember I was dating this guy, and he saw my car, and he was like, "Oh, I have a true story." He said, "I have a Range Rover. If you ever want to go to an event, you need to pull up in something a little nicer." I looked at him and I said, "Baby, this 2013 Hyundai Elantra is paid off.
Period.
I'll be driving that."
Period. Girl, I would have gotten my Honda Elantra and drove off. Bye. Girl, let him rain and win. I know you lying.
But that's what people, it's the perception. People would rather maintain a perception of influence than they would actually, people don't even want to be nice. They don't want to be kind. They don't want to they don't want to have integrity. And they don't want to do any of the things that they were working overtime to show people that they're actually doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's so true. That is so true. Yeah, money. And you want to know something while we talking about this? Because I got to put this out here while I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Black people, right? We spend so much time. We are making these name brands popular. We're the ones in the store buying all this stuff. It's not white people. White people be billionaires and they got on Birkenstocks, a shirt from Walmart, USPA, and some jeans they thrifted 12 years ago. They not worried about it's us. Our priorities be wrong. Keke is doing the right thing, because if we can switch the narrative of feeling like we gotta be so over the top, we gotta have Gucci, we gotta have Prada, we gotta have Louis Vuitton, we gotta have all that stuff is great. But when you make that your entire existence, and then I see y'all and I meet y'all in public, y'all had no personality. Work on your personality. That part. Work on your personality. You going to the store trying to get something, you don't have no personality. You're not fun to be around. But you glistening though. Right. You glistening. But I don't want to see you. You drawing attention to yourself. I don't even want to go over there. Stop trying to summons me with your chain. I'm not interested. You don't have nothing up there going for yourself. But the white people, I appreciate that they don't do that, because they are out here making investments, buying businesses, getting into real estate. They're figuring out other things that they can do with their money outside of spending all, and I do mean all of it, on that brand. Do better. Yeah, I mean, as you're talking, 2 things have come to mind. First of all, well, let's be clear. There's nothing wrong with having nice things, but like you said, when you make it a whole identity, that becomes a problem. And so these people that be doing the most to be all out in front of folks and being, have the attention on them. If you make me turn around and look at you and you ain't got no personality, I'm gonna be mad. Because now I'm finna snatch your chain like Debo and run out this You deserve it. Wash the cologne off, take off the jeans, take off
the gold jewelry, the Rolex. Put it back.
Yeah.
Put it back. But also too, like you said something very important. And it's not just a black-white thing. It's just a mindset thing a lot of times. People who value long-term wealth understand that they can't keep dumping money into things that are going to depreciate.
The minute you get it.
And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Y'all go buy a $10,000 watch, and what's the first thing y'all do? Bust it down. Okay, now it's worth nothing. It don't need $50,000 worth of jewelry around.
It don't.
You can't even see the numbers.
You don't even know what time it is because you done crystallized the whole inside and outside. You don't know what time it is. You don't have
Y'all don't know. Been towed up for weeks, and now you got a $20,000 watch, and you think somebody's supposed to respect you a little more. And it's multifaceted, right? Because I do understand like pretty privilege, like wealth privilege, like people who have it and people who look like they have it. They're perceived a certain way, and they are respected differently, and all these things. But all I'm telling you is, if you get my attention to come over there. And you ain't talking about what you need to be talking about when I get over there.
Come on.
I'm smacking the Ciroc out your hand.
Right.
Because
you tell me all about the money, and you come over to me with money spread out.
Yeah.
What are we talking? That's just not.
Don't you rep another Sato when you come in this damn bar.
Please don't.
Get out my face.
Another Julio. Okay, you got to go. Pissing me off.
Don't do it. But this is the type of stuff like that be frustrating me, because y'all have all this stuff going on, and guess what? Kids at the house ain't fed, car no past due, lights finna be off. And so it's just about perspective and priorities. Like, it's okay to have nice things, but let's not
make that your whole existence. Like, do you have other things? You know, it's cool to see that you look good, but you ain't making no real motion.
Yeah.
Outside of just going to the Louis Vuitton store, the Gucci store, like, you ain't making no real motion.
I'll be honest with you, I have one designer bag. And you can ask people that actually be around me, honey, if I don't have to wear a purse, I don't want to wear one.
I feel that. That's why I like crossbodies. I like things that just free my hands up.
I love
that free my hands up. And you know what, Jerrilyn? I can afford it. I don't want it. That's the thing.
I'm not going to do it either way.
I don't want it. I can imagine dumping. When I think of that, I just think of all the other things I could have invested my money in and paid for, and I just spent $20,000 on a bag. It's crazy. I can't make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense to buy $800 shoes and like now. So here's my thing. Everybody has vices, right? I love sneakers. Will I spend $200 on a pair of sneakers? Absolutely. But I'm probably going to wear those sneakers maybe twice a week. It's not, like I'm getting my money's worth. People be buying these $800 bags, $12,000 shoes. And then we have this weird mentality that you can't wear nothing again. You bugging on my page long enough. You gonna see at least 12 outfits. Yeah. I am a habitual outfit.
Absolutely. You got me sitting here thinking, like, what's my vice?
Shout out to the girl that be thrifting, because the girls like, baby, it's a whole sector of girls that thrift on TikTok and Instagram and beyond. And I be like, dang, I got a pair of pants, I could do that too.
I love the thrifty girlies.
Girl, you ain't got the blow the back.
No, I'm trying to think what my vice is, because you said yours is sneakers. And I think it was wigs before I started doing these wig reviews. You know what I'm saying? Now it don't cost me nothing. Okay, but it's perfume. I love perfume. Like, that is where my money goes when I want a nice perfume. I love to smell good. It is, oh my God. Woo, and I love when other people smell good. It's also like, what you got on me? So, yeah.
So, do you have a shrine in your closet with like hundreds of, friend, you got an addiction. Friend.
I would say at least have 30 bottles of perfume.
Unfortunately, I have just as many shoes in this one closet.
Okay. We're on the same track.
I just went to the new closet, so that's when I knew I had a problem. But, I really don't care, because I feel like a shoe is like look at me trying to just so
these shoes to walk in and you want your feet to be comfortable.
But no, that's like so maybe we're understanding that, like, it depends on what we find valuable, because I guess these people that be buying $800 shoes and all that stuff, I guess they find it valuable, even if it is just to attract a certain type of person or thing to their lifestyle. So you know what? Hey, y'all can blow y'all money however y'all want to, but don't be on the internet crying, talking about GoFundMe.
Thank you. Because I'm not funding nothing. I won't fund a dime.
I'm not going to do it either. Well, I mean, speaking of having money and just losing your mind, y'all friend.
No, your friend. That's your friend.
Baby, as if the fiasco with Keisha Cole was not enough, ex-NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers has thrown his support behind Donnie T. I refuse to say his name. During a rally in Pennsylvania, Antonio Brown spoke in front of DT supporters wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And another ex-Steeler, Le'Veon Bell, joined Brown with his support for Donald Trump as well. Now, while both of them were present, only Antonio Brown spoke to the crowd, and he got up there and he did exactly what we would expect. I can't say the word on here because I don't want to get fired, y'all. But he got up there and he did exactly what we thought.
But before I get too deep in my speech, I want to say, I know the media is going to call me crazy, me and Trump crazy for having me speaking here. But I want to make this clear. We are not. They are. You know Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, do you really know they want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom? Is that crazy? That's really insane, right? And by the way, tampon Tim Walz, he isn't a real football coach. He could never guard me. Guys, how is business? Business will be booming going against Tim Walz. Tampon Tim Walz. It'd be really booming going against him. Now,
thank you. Please turn that off. Lord, my ears was bleeding real bad. It was hurting.
Friend, you know what?
I'm so my stomach hurts so bad.
All I can say, this, you know, Black people. So first of all, you know, I've been doing a lot of activations around voter registration and making sure people are very well educated about what is at stake this November on the ballots, from specific agendas as they relate to Black men, from women's healthcare and reproductive rights, child care, and healthcare in general. Fair taxation for the wealthy. Like, Antonio Brown got a little change, so it's not going to affect him as much. But the danger of people doing stuff like that's why I have such a huge problem with people like Alexis Scott going on Kiss 94 or 96, whatever it was, and telling people she's voting for Trump. I have a problem with
because you didn't do your research. You did not do your research. You went on there, stood behind somebody, but you didn't know their beliefs and what they stood for. You didn't know that they had passed the Roe versus Wade. You didn't know anything until first of all, you still didn't do your research until your fans told you in your comments, and you probably still don't know because you never look anything up and you don't know enough. So you was like, oh, I didn't know he did that. Why would you go on a public platform and say you support somebody that you don't know nothing about? Sorry, I'm done.
Because it's easier, you know, for me, it's a lot easier for me to say, and this has happened to me at least a handful of times. Somebody will ask me a question and I will look them dead in the face and say, I'm sorry, I just don't have enough information about that topic to form an educated opinion, so I'm going to have to pass on that. It's really that simple. But this is the problem that I have with people that do this, from the Antonio Browns to the Alexis Scotts to the Amber Roses. Like, girls. The people that look up to y'all and the ones that are following y'all on social media that look like me and you, we not in the same boat. So it's very dangerous for you to get on a platform and support this man who is racist, homophobic, sexist, xenophobic, transphobic. Like, he literally he hates everybody. Y'all remember during the hurricane in Puerto Rico, I think it was 2016, when Donald Trump was in that press conference throwing out paper towels as if he was giving out a t-shirt at a concert or something. Like, And that memory is forever etched in my brain, because this is a man who literally does not care about the American people. He sees himself as a God type figure. And so
yeah, he does.
Enacting all these people of status to speak on his behalf, and whether he's paying them or not, like now, if Donald Trump ain't paying you to get up here and say this, then I'm concerned for your soul. But if you are accepting it for money, like, it's very dangerous to put this type of narrative out there when people that look like us are going to be harmed the most. And Alexis Scott, doesn't she have a special needs child?
Yes, she does.
Baby, Medicare is gone.
Over.
Child care, public school system gone.
It's like, why y'all don't know?
Formula is going to be gone.
So weird.
Like, y'all don't understand.
And y'all get on those platforms. Why everybody that get on his platform don't never talk about, like, serious things? I just want to know why we don't ever talk about the plan that he gonna put in place. Why we never talk about, like, real life events that's happening. We always, like, throwing jabs. We talk about Tampon Timmy. We talk about they are like that wasn't even a full out thought. But I know you got some issues going on, so I won't say too much. So I know that was probably hard for you to do, but it's just I never understand why everybody get on his platform and end up sounding just like him. It's like, is he brainwashing these people? I'm very concerned.
It's a cult, sweetie. It's very much a cult. And here's the thing, like, I have a theory, okay? And just stick with me, hear me out, because I know it's going to sound disrespectful, but you just got to understand the sentiment.
Okay, I'm listening.
A lot of people don't go to college. A lot of people don't further their education. And we fight on the internet with people all the time who don't know the difference between there, and there, two, and two, like your and your. So if the general public is having a hard time discerning between the word woman and women and the proper way to use it, then I wholeheartedly believe that Donald Trump knows that. And not only has he tapped into the part of Americans that won't go research things. I'm not going to call them uneducated. I'm going to say that they're willfully ignorant. They won't go and research things to really understand what's happening. How the hell Hector been a janitor for 12 years and he's still in job?
It's yours.
Marissa.
Take it. Because what are you talking about? And how do you not look at that as racist?
It's not like y'all
how do you look at that as racist?
That's what I'm saying. It's not like y'all are allowing Hispanics and Latinos. It's not like you are allowing them in a bunch of positions of authority. So what exactly are you talking about? This is a scare tactic that the Republicans are using this election season to get angry white people, especially and white women. You're not off the hook, because I know how y'all are. And I have plenty of white friends, white women friends. I love me some white people. They know I do. I kick it with them down the rodeo, wherever y'all wanna kick it. Now, you're not invited to the cookout. Please understand.
Thank you. Why do everybody want to invite people to the cookout? You know, I'll be in the comments saying, no, they not. I don't care. The invites I don't like when y'all invite people to the cookout and don't run it past all of us. We ain't say that unanimously. I don't care.
They getting too lax. And then the people that they want to invite to the cookout are doing performative things on social media to make black people get upset and feel a kind of way. You give black people goosebumps and they'll accept you open arms. Hey, not me. Nope. You can't come to the cookout because I know you took. Let me calm myself down. You can't come to my cookout because I know that on November 5th or before, you're going to go into that ballot booth and you're going to vote directly against your best interest because maybe your husband asked you to, or because you're racist. So miss me with the cookout invitations. Everybody can't come. And listen, for the people who do show up and don't know how to play spades, don't even sit down at the table. Don't even sit down at the table. So that's how I feel about that. You know, like, it's so frustrating to see people do stuff like this, man. Like, we don't have time to play around. Kamala Harris is the one that's got all the plans and the ideas that
plans. They're not concepts. Okay, we want to be clear about who has an actual plan and someone who has concepts of a plan. Okay, because we're about a week and a half away, so we're still working with these concepts. It's crazy. And you can tell because the people who talk on his behalf also are speaking from concepts of a plan. Those meals. Right?
Or the lack thereof.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
This is when we get fired, child. Lord.
At this point, honey, you know what? If I get fired for speaking power to truth, send me on. I'll go. I'll go. I appreciated the opportunity, but I'm not gonna be a liar. It's gonna
a round trip to Aruba, do it.
Now. Lynee! Y'all.
I'm good, bro. Okay, yeah. I'm back.
You need to, hey, this is just me and you. Cut the camera and the mics off. You better pull it together.
Okay.
You better pull it together right now. Oh my God. So anyway, our next episode will be streaming live from Aruba. So Trina said, listen, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. We got another story we need to get through.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Now, the Queen of Miami, none other than Trina, sat down with Gucci Mane's wife, Keke Palmer, on her podcast, and they spoke about Trina's recent marriage. Now, Keke asked her about her husband signing a prenup, and Trina said it was unnecessary because all his money comes through her. And when he wants to spend it, he has to ask for her approval. Now, that's some strong verbiage for me. But while some women would like living like this, how much does this protocol with your husband protect Trina or any other woman in the long run? Because I have a little, what do you think, friend? Because I can tell you how I feel about a prenup.
So I definitely think Trina should have got a prenup. What? I think she should have got a prenup.
Everybody need to get a prenup. The kids need a prenup. The dog, my mama and daddy getting a prenup.
Now, the rest of y'all, John who at the 7-Eleven or outside the gas station, he don't need no prenup. What you doing with a prenup, John, at the 7-Eleven? You don't need no prenup. Sit up there drafting up a prenup. For what?
Oh my gosh. I mean, she could also, because they have something called a post-nup where you can create stuff after the marriage has been finalized or whatever.
I think that she should do a prenup for everything that she has now, right? Mm-hmm. Everything that she makes under her name, all of that. But if they decide to go into business together, then that's something different. I think like divided like that, because Trina is her own thing. She make her own money. She do her own thing. But by being attached to her, opportunities probably will come his way. He'll probably get paid. They may go on business together. And if they are doing that, then I don't think you should do a prenup on that, because that's you guys working together. What do you think?
I think, listen, what I said was the dog need a prenup. My mama and daddy need to sign a prenup. The pastor that married us can also get some of this prenup work, okay? Because listen, because even if we decide to do something after we get married and say, hey, we're going to go into business together, there needs to be something in writing that says, and this ain't just for wealthy people. I feel like anybody who get married need to have a prenup in place, because now once the kids and the businesses and the money start flowing, you ain't got to scramble around to figure out who gonna get what, because you've seen families ripped apart as soon as somebody decides they don't want to do it no more. And it's because there was not a plan in place. It's not that I think that this marriage is not going to be successful. It's just that in case it ain't. Because we have all seen women wake up, decide they don't want to be married no more. Men wake up, decide they don't want to be married no more. Unfortunately, they'll still be having babies with you and happy and on Instagram and Facebook and taking trips and inviting you to meet their mama and stuff, while they also don't like you. So
that's so true.
That is why I'm getting a prenup. I don't care. I could marry a bus driver or a chemist or an engineer, and all of them gonna sign a prenup.
I know that's right. Jerrilyn said I'm protecting my money at all costs, and I know that's right. And I know you ain't lying, because I was just at the nail shop, and child, I wonder if this man thought this was a compliment. I said, what? That I'm trying to get my pedicure together, and he left his jacket in the seat, and he came back. He was like, yeah, can you hand me that? And I gave him the jacket. He was like, I just want to let you know you're so beautiful. And if I wasn't married, I'd be all over there. I said, excuse me? Why you think that I would ever be like, oh, really? Is this the stuff y'all be laughing at? Because I want you to stop now.
Because somebody else
stop laughing at that. Because there's nothing funny about it. Literally, that wife is at home thinking he is being the husband of the year. getting a gold star, and he out here still hitting on women because what he wanted to do is see if I would still go for that. You tell him you got a wife. I was supposed to be like, I mean, you still never wrong one.
Right.
Okay, you got the right idea, but the wrong thing. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But girl, you know how many women do be sitting up at the nail shop laughing and stuff like that, and that's why he keep using that because it's worked before. And so, and here's another opportunity to hold women accountable. I know we ain't started off talking about this, but sisters, stop entertaining these men when they came to you broken and with the bare minimum. Stop doing it. That man, a man who is married cannot love you. A man who's married cannot be your boyfriend. A man who's married cannot treat you to anything because he is legally bound to someone else. And y'all better stop playing with people that got papers on them because see, the way I've watched enough Snap and the ID channel.
Yeah. Woo, yes.
And these people are not playing. They'll bust and kill everybody. So my advice to you is leave these people alone. Protect yourself and protect everybody, around you. And that I feel like this is type of stuff that prenups help. Because while you over here at the nail shop playing in my damn face, I know exactly how I'm going to sue you for emotional abandonment and take half of everything. Yeah. Because I don't people do stuff like this. And it's scary. It doesn't mean I don't love you, honey. It doesn't mean that I don't want what's best for you, me, and the children. But at the end of the day, it got to be some order up and through here. It got to be some order.
Do you think that it's just hard once you're in love, like being a woman? Let's just say, because I did watch a little bit of it, and she kind of talked about like losing a lot of people in her life, going through depression. And you know how you meet that one person when you're going through something, or that person was there for you the most when you're going through something. Do you think that maybe she felt like she was slighting him by asking for a prenup?
I think that's the best time to ask for one. Because here's the thing, man. Like, and at the risk, I know people gonna say, "Oh, you sound bitter. You sound jaded. You just want people to be single and miserable." No, I don't. Especially the woman brain malfunctions when we find a nigga that we like. And that's the perfect time to get some paperwork, because when you have a temporary lapse of judgment, which you will, whether the thing is good or not, whether he provides for you or not, whether you like him and he make you laugh or not, when you have a temporary lapse of judgment, there is paperwork in place that was created at a more stable time. Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that it's protection for everybody involved. So if you feel slighted by me asking, then you not to do for me.
How much money do you think somebody needs to have to ask for a prenup?
As soon as you make $150, because let me tell you,
I thought you was gonna say 1,000.
No, listen.
150. Nothing. As soon as you got their first check and getting their prenup together,
listen,
crying.
Soon as you get that first $150, you need to be taking it to the attorney and asking him, "Can I put the prenup on layaway?" Because in all seriousness, I feel like once you I think that any person who has any type of I don't know. I just feel like it don't matter how much money you make. Man, marriage is a legally binding contract recognized by the United States government in whatever state that you're in, right? Don't you think you need some extra protection in this? Like, you know that you don't have to fill out a whole lot of paperwork to get married. Right. Don't nobody ask you how much you make. Don't nobody ask you how many kids y'all want to have. They just require you to maybe a blood test. I don't even think a blood test is mandatory anymore.
I don't think so.
So they just want your driver's license, where you stay, your social, and all of that stuff. You file for a marriage certificate. Whoever performs the ceremony or just a piece, whatever, signs it, and you can go be married. So yes, baby, have a prenup. That's a legally binding contract, but it don't cover none of the specifics. And when you start talking about divorce and child care and all of this other stuff, then you want to get into the specifics. Well, you should have thought about that 10 years ago when you was all lovey-dovey and y'all was jumping the broom and going on honeymoon and wherever you was at. And so I'm not saying that you can't fall in love. Like, hey, baby, if the man makes sense and he's good to you and he respects you and he is emotionally present and he covers you and cares for you, by all means, go ahead and do that. just, hey, sign right here real quick.
What would be the best time to give this paperwork?
Immediately. As soon as you ask me to marry you, my attorney will be drafting up the contract the next day.
This is funny.
Baby, we haven't had time to get the ring signed yet. After you sign this prenuptial agreement. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't. Because, and see, here's the thing. Men love to complain, well, we scared to get married because as soon as we commit, some woman decides she want to leave us to take half. Okay, sign this prenup. Sign this prenup.
If he gave you a prenup, would you feel some type of way?
No. Let's go through line by line.
Yeah.
And let's get it right.
Yeah.
Let's
I think
get it
I would
right.
feel better if everybody just gave the prenup versus like one person. Like, let's both sign a prenup that way.
It don't hurt to have a conversation about what you expect in the marriage and what determines, the marriage being dissolved. So, child, these folk be wanting to get all bent out of shape because they feel like the prenup means you don't have no faith in the marriage. I don't have no faith. What I don't have no faith in is our ability to navigate things that we don't know exist yet. So instead of me, like I give God my faith, but even my faith in God is not blind because He's proven time and time again that He's gonna cover me.
Come on, because so you can't expect church, girl. You don't took Jerrilyn. That's a word.
All I'm saying.
Come on.
All I'm saying. You cannot expect me to blindly trust you. Even God has proven Himself. You think you better than God? Sign right here. Sign right here and stop playing in my face. But yeah, so I know, friend. I think everybody should be getting prenups, and you get a prenup, and you get a prenup, and you get a prenup. Baby, throw them out like rice at the wedding. Prenups for everybody. Everybody in the prenup.
I love it. I'm definitely not mad at it. I definitely think Trina should have got a prenup. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
She Trina, baby. We just old regular daggler sisters.
You know what
Trina
I'm saying? But Trina, yeah.
We still gonna listen to her next album you drop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now it's time for, I'm sorry, Jackie, I know we done did the most today. But
I know.
It is time for my favorite part of the show. It's time for Sister to Sister now.
Sister.
As y'all know. Y'all know we be coming to y'all every week with all this professional wisdom and advice because we are, in fact, licensed professionals. Yeah. And so we're here to shed light on your darkest situations, whether it be personal, business, platonic, romantic, however you want to spin it. We're here for you. So you guys can check in with us at speakpipe.com/she said it first. Leave your comments, questions, or concerns, and we will answer them live right here on the air. So let's see who we got on the line this week.
What's up, Trina? So I got 2 questions for y'all. My first one will be, when did you realize you was funny? And my second question, I want to say, have you ever thought about giving up being a comedian?
I don't know. He said, what's up, friends? So who's he talking to?
I think I know who that is. I think I know him. He used to live in my old neighborhood. He was worked for the company. I don't know. But I used to be like, hey, friend. You be like, hey, friend.
You always got these people calling up here for you.
I know.
What's wrong? Friend, let me find out. Let me find out.
I remember that voice. Yeah, I know him from my old complex. But he said, when did I realize I was funny? I think that when did I realize? Me. Because this is actually my personality. I think that people don't realize that this is actually like my personality. Like, it's not a hoax. It's kind of just who I am. So maybe like middle school? Probably like middle school, like 7th grade. I probably realized that I was funny. And no, I never wanted to give up comedy. Once I got into comedy, because I did a lot of other stuff. If you've been following the show, you know. Your girl, it took us a while to get here. Right. Okay. But once I tapped into it, I never want to give it up. It doesn't require me to have to do, be a video vixen or anything like that. Anything out of just me just being myself. And That's what I love about comedy, is that you get to show up as your raw, authentic self all the time. And people just love it because they don't always get to do that. You know what I mean? Some people hide behind certain things they can't come as they are. And so no, once I got into comedy, I realized this is my niche. This is what I want to do. What about you, friend?
Which I was very, I guess, introverted, I guess I would say. I didn't have a whole lot of friends, but that had a lot to do with the fact that I was one of the only Black children in an all-white school. So I didn't realize that I was funny for real. I would say probably maybe high school, like late in high school, when I had made friends, like Black friends and stuff. And then I started understanding, like, because outside of my family, like, I ain't see Black people for real. You know, like, I was trying to figure out, like, how do I fit into this space? And that is why I thank God I went to a HBCU, because I realized very quickly, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just not around my people. You know, so I learned it probably then, and I never think about giving it up. I always think about another way to incorporate it into something else to make more money. Like, I ain't never been like, I don't know about this. Like, I just, one thing about me, like, once I determine that I'm going to do something,
I'm the same way.
That's it. That's it. Ain't no competition. Move out the way because I didn't say that I'm going to do this. Consider it done. And so that's just how I be.
And I want y'all to read a book. I don't know if y'all dealing with trying to get y'all thoughts together, figure out where you want to go. Me and Jerrilyn are extremely determined. We talk about this, being Black women that are determined and going after exactly what they say they want. But if you are having a hard time figuring out like what you want to do, where you want to go, read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It will help you get your thoughts together. It'll help you get your goals together. It'll help you get on the right path. And you'll realize that exactly what we're talking about is once we're set on something and we believe that it's going to happen and the faith is all there, you just automatically just go in that direction. You don't care if you fail. You don't care what happens along the way. Nothing can knock you off your course because you know what's at the end. So like, it won't deter you, but I'm just telling y'all that little tidbit real quick, you know, give you a little knowledge, you know.
Well, as always, we are licensed professionals, so that's exactly what they came here for, friend. for a little tidbit, you know.
Yeah, a little tidbit.
And I feel like we've been giving some solid advice, so I'm gonna just go ahead and call us doctors of psychology. That's right.
Oh my God, I got my doctorate. Is it an honorary one?
No, it's a real one.
It's a real one.
I'm gonna have to print the certificates up and I'm gonna send it to you.
Thank you so much, friend. I'm on it. First, I like to thank God. First, I want to thank God. Then I gotta thank my mom.
Who's the head of my life? Absolutely, baby. Come on. Listen. The AirPods cut it out.
Girl,
that's the Holy Spirit saying stop playing around.
We done cut up this episode.
I'm sorry. No, so that was a good episode.
But we're gonna go ahead and head out. We already told y'all what we're going to be on Thursday. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time we upload. All right. Peace.
Bye.